Yo, so I'm not sure where or what I recorded. So I drove all the way to Concord, Georgia. So it took me through Chattanooga, Tennessee, through Marietta, Georgia, and then down through Atlanta and all that, which it was rough in general. So I had to borrow this trailer. So we got a 2019
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
150D. He's got, I'm not sure which, because he said he has wear parts, which I'll have to get that unwedged. So we got carbides on the edge, and then some knives, which these are a little rough. Luckily, I got some new ones on the way. I can kind of sharpen those. He gave me all the stuff I needed. So it took me all day of driving, and then we got some oil up there, got to get cleaned up. This barely made it, but I I don't like these trailers just because of the hookups and stuff like that. But we managed to drive home, spent all day, and then they cut that out for the liner, because these are the bolts for the liner. But yeah, so we're fixing to have to head to Chattanooga, Tennessee, which is about an hour ride. So we'll get some couplers. I'm gonna see if this will hook up to the cat to make sure. So that way I know I've got everything. He did give me some Stucci's. So we had a lot of rain, and it's been misting and all that, so it was raining in Atlanta, which I got through a lot of traffic, which sucked. So this is the suitcase you get for the Denis Cimaf, and got some stickers for something, and I got a socket for the Cimaf 3/4 drive. So I've got the impact, and I guess is all the pullers and sockets and some bolts and stuff like that. And then we got the grinder, which we've already got one, but this is a little bit newer than what I got, which I do have problems with my other one. Oh, here they are. So I'm not sure. See, I think I'm not really sure if this goes on the machine side. These go on the mulcher side, so we'll have to get these fixed. I'm not sure how these are, if these thread in or if they lock or whatnot, so I'll have to figure these out. All right, so I spent a pretty good amount of money. I bought some hydraulic fluid from Cat. It needed some because my other mulcher leaked from the fittings on the top side. You can kind of see the new decals. And then I bought this piece. I bought a new air cleaner. I'll show you. Oh, I want to tell you first, I always take these apart. I had to go back to Chattanooga, Tennessee for the second time, and it was still a pretty good amount of ride. But anyway, so these couplers, this one swivels into this one. So these cost me like $50-something. I think it was a piece or something like that. Not sure. This stuff's expensive. It's got like 2 or 3 pieces in there. This is what I had. He didn't take this apart, so next time you go to a hydraulic place, make sure you take them off. So I didn't do that. Anyway, look at that fancy Cat. So I hate that. The cap, you can see right there, that's the reason why it broke this piece off, and this was like almost $300-something. They got those versus these. Big difference. That's the reason why I keep smacking those. So that way I can put the cap on, because I didn't want to put that on until and it sucks in a lot of dust and stuff like that too. But anyway, I don't know if I've dressed anything. The other skid steer that I sold the 2014 299 I had that caught fire. Finally got it back, sold it to some guy in Hickson, Tennessee, which is still a pretty good ways from me. He said the hydraulic pump, or there ain't no hydraulics, so I went up there and ended up the hydraulic pump was left loose and it came apart from the flywheel or some sort and messed it up. So they finally came, got it sometime last week, a couple days later. So it's been something else. So I got that customer taken care of. So I'm gonna get these fittings tightened because these has got the O-ring, because these had a sleeve piece in there. I'm gonna save these, never know, and then put a little bit of hydraulic fluid in, and then I'm gonna sharpen the teeth too. So I'm gonna get it hooked to the machine and all that good stuff, and then kind of show you the new setup here. So let's get to it. All right, so put some hydraulic fluid in. It's probably about a gallon, maybe about a gallon low. I'm not real sure. Hopefully it's not under the cab or something leaking. I got two problems with it. It was vibrating pretty rough, so I don't know if it's the teeth or something, but I gotta fix this because it was rubbing. So I'm gonna probably have to cut this off, other than don't want to, unless I extend the hose, and you don't want to have any kinks. That's what blows the pumps off. So message the guy I bought it from to see if I'm gonna have to have it balanced and tuned or what. But I got the fluid topped off. You can't even see. So the GoPro keeps dying. I've got to get some new batteries, but anyway, so I ordered some knives, some Stucci couplers like those. Luckily the guy I bought this from had some, he gave me, and ordered some knives, a set of knives for a 180, which are the same as a 150. And I ordered the socket to take those off, and I got a plug that you're supposed to plug right there. So I'm thinking that's the reason why that's why I texted the guy. He asked me if it's in high flow. So I'm gonna wait for the little plug, dummy plug, to put it in high flow. So he said it's supposed to be here today, but I didn't get no tracking or nothing like that. So hopefully it'll come in pretty quickly. So it usually takes 2 days from Texas to here. But I'm gonna get this thing greased up and wait till I get that plug and wait for him to call me back. So all right, so I got off the phone with him. He said if I had a dummy plug, which I don't. See, my other one hooked straight up. That one's missing it. So there's a dummy plug that you just stick in there and it shows it high flow. He said it's in low flow right now. So he said that's why it was vibrating, because when he ran it, it didn't have a problem. And I mean, it runs smooth, sounded good. So now I'm just waiting on the plug to get here from what I ordered. So it's like $1,000 for couplers, set of knives. That's the difference between this head and my other one. Was the HM315 cat head, the knives was like 32, these are 21. So they got set of knives, and then they got a set of carbides on the end, and these are bite limiters. This style right here is the best. That's the reason why I spent the time and money to get this. So because the bolt-in liners, see right here, this liner is still pretty good. No, because back here you can kind of see, I don't have a flashlight, but nothing's busted. You can get 8 to 1,000 hours, what I've seen in some of them. I'm not sure with the carbide setup and with the knives. This guy has his own parts that he has and he sells too. So he said these are a little bit harder material than Romex. See the bolt-in liner, so you got bolts right here, and that's the reason why this is cut out. I may try to make me a little rubber flap so that way stuff don't get in there and the water's gonna rust that corner out. And then on the bottom, it's bolted on the backside or something. I'm not sure really, to be honest with you. So this one's a lot better because of the push bars. That's what I love about this, not the one I had that had the corners, You know, it came way out like a triangle. So, I mean, this is $30,000 sitting right here. Yeah. So, which I did get approved for a new Shearex, and those was about 40, I think it was almost $40,000 after finances and all that. So, and it was gonna be close to $1,000. It was about right at $1,000 a month, and this one's about half of that, so it's like 500 and something. It's like 580. So we got a few jobs to start, and I've got to wait for the dummy plug, so hopefully it'll be here tomorrow. All right, so I wanted to show, I got me a different coupler because this one's shorter, and I got to take that door seal off because it keeps popping off right there, and stuff's water in there is froze in there too. So I had to go to Cat this morning, pick up this now. Seen most people have these. I connected to the, I don't know if that's something that was broke off, but I went ahead just in case if something happened, then it would fall and then I could see it. So this is a high flow plug. So you stick that in there. This cost me $160 something. It was 171 or something like that after taxes. I'll show you. I had no problem a while ago putting that thing back in. Right. So this right here should keep it in high flow, is the reason why it's vibrating. So that way it'll probably rub the paint off. So this one was the drain. See that? So it's a different style coupler. Let's see. Ended up being a little bit longer. That's how much more we got out of it. It's nice. Comes straight, and then a nice clean smooth 45, and it's not hitting, because this was hitting right here. See, that was hitting pretty bad, so now it's got plenty, you know, at least a finger gap, but it's clean. It ain't got no kinks in it, so a little bit better. I'm gonna keep this on hand just in case it starts leaking or I start having problems out of it. And I got the other Stucci brand new ones, so we'll just use those old ones for a while. So they're supposed to last longer than the just regular style couplers. So now I'm going to fix this and squeeze that bottom and then put something in there, because stuff does come through this little hole right here and slaps chunks at you. That's why the floor's nasty and got dust. So I'm gonna try to put something in there and maybe tape it up or something like that. Maybe a piece of cardboard or something, and then tape it up. But anyway, we'll get this, and then I'll get the tripod out if I can find it, or if I know where it's at. I know I've mulched one up last time, so. But anyway, I checked the fluids in it. I'm fixing to get this started, and then we'll let it warm up. These have to get warmed up on the hydraulic side, 100. Yeah, 100 degrees, and we'll go from there, and then we'll let this warm up. And I got the new knives in. I'll go grab one, but I'm probably just gonna sharpen these up just a little bit, test it out, because see, that was bad. And then I'll have a few knives, because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got about 8 or 9 knives that'll be left over out of a whole set. So, but anyway, let's get to it. All right, so I just want to show you what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in here and clean this up. I remember somewhere there's a tree stand right here, what we have on some of our property, which I came in and thinned it out with my brush cutter. As you can tell, I left some of the bigger stuff. There's some rocks somewhere. I think it's over that way, but I've always came in with my brush cutter every year to help my dad open it up, to clean it up, but also cut trails through the woods. But a brush cutter can only do so much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean this up and then kind of hit all the lower, smaller stuff, and then we're gonna start hitting some of this bigger stuff to kind of help warm it up, just kind of stay light. I mean, this has been logged probably maybe 30, 35, 40 years ago. They had old logging trails back through here. There's a bunch of them that's laid over and stuff like that. We'll kind of chew up, kind of open this up, but also I want to make sure. He said the new plug, turn it to high flow, should work everything good, because I mean he didn't have this problem when he had it. So that plug should get it. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna set the tripod up, and we're gonna try to hit this real quick and then just kind of see what we can. I don't want to use it too much and too heavily, but I just want to make sure everything is going to run with the new coupler set up, and make sure I have no problems right now, because I don't want to get on the job tomorrow, which is only like a 10-minute ride. So I'm starting to get lucky with the close jobs. We got 2 close jobs. But anyway, let's get to it.
Nice. This right here is my favorite thing ever in the history of forever. I think about this every day. I think about this all night long. I stay awake not sleeping because I'm thinking about this.
All right, so you know, I went through that pretty quickly. It still got a little bit of a vibration, but the guy's calling me right now, so all right, so I got a phone with him. He still thinks I got a lower flow plug, because he said he's ran it for a couple months, but I mean, he had it stored to the side. I'm not saying anything bad, but you know, this is $30,000. But so it done pretty good. I mean, you can see the finish and stuff like that, which I didn't go over that. It's a little stump there, it'll smooth up a little better. You know, it just does. I mean, these are some hardwoods. Mine would have bogged down on some of this stuff that was over here, you know, hit it and then I'd had to spool back up and then hit it again. I mean, I cleaned this up in just a few minutes, so pretty happy how that turned out. Now I can start thinning out a lot more of this, but I wanted to get the plug, not the plugs, but the couplers nice and hot. That way, if there's any leaks or if anything was going to happen, it'd do it while it's hot. I don't see no leaks. Everything's doing pretty good. Everything's cupped in there. Oops. So, but that is it. So I'm gonna go ahead and grind this up, and then we're gonna go ahead and load this on the trailer and take these out too right here. So I'll put the camera down and then. All right, so I got the new knives on and it made a big hill of beans difference. So it's nice and smooth, I can tell it did. All right, so I've got to order some batteries for these things. I literally started down here with the new knives and the camera died. But anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and spool up here. It's crazy how much difference the knives made it do. So I'm about 2200 RPM. I can go about 25 on these. We'll see how it does. I mean, these mulchers make a big difference. That's why they're the best on the market, in my opinion. But it's low efficient cost. I don't want to use them too much, just because there's sand rock over here. I did hit one a while ago. We'll take kind of clean this corner up over here. We'll show you what we got. These things shred, especially with new knives. Always do. All right, just listen to that. It sounds smooth. The machine was staying cool. I gotta redo that. So I got a new piece on, so now it ain't gonna hit nothing. Let that cool down, spool down. Ugh. Probably less than 30-40 minutes of having to deal with everything and figuring out what's going on. I didn't really back drag, you know, too hard. I mean, we got some chunky stuff here and there, but this is kind of stuff, you know, that it's leaving. Well, especially with new knives, big difference versus the cat one versus those, which this one's 2019 150. Got some twigs around here, but we'll eventually come back and clean them up later on. But I did all this with my past mulchers and machines, just coming in, just knocking it down. But yeah, I mean, just I'd say about 30 minutes of me just smacking this right here total. I mean, it was light brush versus that stuff out there. Eventually we may get something out there one day, because our tree stands looking this way. So I did have a trail cut and it's just growed up. But all right, so this is it. If you could like and subscribe. See you on the next one. Just hang in. We got a couple jobs coming, so we'll be able to kind of show some footage of that. So see you on the next one.